Welcome back to the YouTube channel, gang. We back live again, y'all. We back live again. Y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail, y'all know what's going on, man. So before we get into anything, when y'all drop off in the live, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. For those who ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You know what I mean? Drop me a comment. Go dogs. We back in the building with another live. I was going to make this a video, but I said, nah, I wanted to kind of take my time with this one, man. I really wanted to just chill out with this one. This one right here, it kind of hit hard. Just seeing what happened, for those who don't know, the guy right here on the screen, man, it's Lamar, man. Like, we got some bad news, y'all. We got some bad news. What's going on, Suffer Boy? Go Dogs, what's wrong? Man, we got some bad news, gang. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, it's some bad news. It's really gonna blow y'all mind, bro. Like, real talk. It's really gonna get to you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody saying what's going on. Y'all ain't see the article. I think they tried to hide the article. Honestly, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. What I did was, what's happening? What's good, everybody? We back in this thing, man. I got the shades on because y'all can see my light, man. That thing be killing my eyes, man. But anyway, man. Let's go, Cujo. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and let everybody walk off in. Let's go and bring everybody in. Bring in the regulars, man. Let's get to it. Like I say, man, before y'all do anything, make sure y'all hit that like button. And also, like I got at the bottom of the screen, if you are a subscriber, you can help the doghouse grow by donating a super chat or a cash app. It just helps it grow, man. Did he commit it or go to a different school? Boy, that's the least of the worries. Eric Phillips, what it is? What's going on? That's the least of our worries, Sincere. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm gonna be honest. That's the least of the worries. For those who don't know, who I got on the screen is Lamar. I'll say it again. He's a 4-star running back out of Colquitt County, Georgia. Obviously, it's Moultrie, Georgia, the city of Moultrie, Georgia, about 35 minutes from where I'm from. You know what I mean? Real small city. Dude is a beast. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. He looks very good. So he got hurt or something. Yeah, we gonna get to it, Cecile. Hold on, bro. I'm just trying to let everybody know who this guy is. So let me go to something real quick. Hold on just a second. Hold on. It's just gonna be a quick second. Like I said in the live, we already did a live and talked a little bit about him. So anyway, he committed to Georgia late June. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He run a 4.36. He had offers from the whole ACC pretty much. To be honest, he had offers from Auburn. They the SEC, but he had offers from Auburn, Florida State, Miami, Clemson, Georgia Tech, you know what I mean? And the list probably goes on. What's going on, sir? I just got the notification. Bro, hey, listen, man, I'm trying to get to it. I'm just trying to let the people that's going to view this video know what happened. You seen my comment from the last video? Nah, I didn't see your comment from the last video. What you say? But anyway, man, yeah, so I'm trying to let the guys know what's going on with Lamar, and we about to get to it, man. I wanted to pull it up on the screen so that y'all can see it. What up? From Tifton, Georgia. Hey, man, shout out to my home. Shout out to my city, man. Tift County, Georgia. You know what I'm talking about? 229. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Jay is a good running back. Look at his highlights, bro. It's him. I can't wait for him to step into the field. Look, the information that I went and researched, we don't even know if he's gonna be on the field. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The information that I just drug up, I don't know if he's gonna make the field. And I titled the video wrong, but I'm gonna go ahead and retitle it. Guys, because it's a bombshell. It blew my mind when I found out, and we definitely have a serious problem, with this guy if he decides to come to the university, or if he is going to come, because he's already committed. You know what I mean? For those, did he get arrested? For those who don't know, he is committed to the University of Georgia. I had people in the comments last live talking about, oh, it's the money. Georgia ain't gonna give him the money, so he going to Miami. No, he is not. He is currently committed to the University of Georgia. Currently. So we all know that. We talked about the coach, his head coach down there in Colquitt, how, they asked him about what's going on with Jay, and he basically said that he wasn't with the team. Now, I don't know if he actually withdrew from the school because there's no other intel out there. But I do have an article that I'm going to pull up. I'm not going to be able to show it on the screen, but I will read from it so we can kind of, I can kind of get to the bottom line of what's going on. So anyway, I wanted to do some research, and that's what I did. And like I said, the coach didn't give a lot of intel, so we couldn't really find out exactly what happened, or he didn't say it in the article that Dog Nation put up. But I actually did find another Dog Nation article, right? I found another Dog Nation article, right? And I don't know how I didn't see it because it came out yesterday, and I was fucking blowed. I was like, what the fuck? Georgia is consistently having this problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so check this out. For those who don't know, I'm about to pull it up, right? I'm about to read from a little bit of it, right? So it said, Colquitt County celebrated a big piece of good news last week. The Packers managed a hard-fought 18-17 home win against a previous unbeaten Valdosta team. Shout out to Valdosta. That had looked pretty formidable this fall. This is now some unfortunate news coming out of Moultrie today. Packers coach Sean Calhoun told Dog Nation that the 4-star Georgia football running back Jay Lamar is no longer with the football team. Now, we already know this information. He was also not a part of the team's biggest win of the season last Friday. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, Calhoun said. The Colquitt County coach was limited in what he could say beyond that. So that's what made that my antennas went up when I read that. So then he said, but he delivered the statement with some disappointment in his voice also. I'm like, God damn, what's going on? There had been some rumblings last week of Lamar standing with the team in question. Those were made official on Monday. Georgia's lone running back committed for the cycle of 2026 is no longer playing for his high school team. Dog Nation has learned that UGA has yet to look into the matters behind the decision, but those will likely be forthcoming. This current point in time marks a tough moment of Lamar. When he committed to UGA, it was the most emotional charge pledges in UGA history. Lamar wept openly after he committed. He was surrounded by his family, friends, and loved ones. That was a high point in his high school career that almost never was. He was unable to play in his first 2 seasons of his varsity career because of his consistently getting in trouble. Nothing serious. It was just a sort that would keep him from being eligible to play on Friday night. So they trying to say that it wasn't nothing big, but there's more. All right, Lamar played in just one 9th grade game as a freshman. He didn't play at all as a sophomore. When he got his first varsity carries as a junior last year, he burst out to 8 touchdowns in his first 6 games. All right, it says Lamar said, when I get a chance one day, I'd like to do a documentary one day, he said back in February, so people can see what is still possible when things get down. Man, I'm coming up. I was a troubled child, Jay Lamar said. I mean, I honestly thank God for what he has done for me in the past few years, just because of the simple fact of I was able to play football and keep doing what I had to do on the football field and be a troubled child. He said I would not be in this position I am today if it wasn't for God. Then he said, then he was not proud of those reasons and owned up to them. I feel like God makes mistakes. God makes no mistakes about what he does, Lamar said. He said he had a plan for my life. I mean, I've been shot and all. And I'm like, what the he's been shot. So Comes out, my man been shot, man. They say he's been shot in the leg. I'm not even gonna read the rest of this, man. Y'all can go on Dog Nation and y'all can see it for y'allself. I'm like, what in the world? I wish I can. Well, let me go a little bit further. When a prospect does not play their first 2 years of high school as a junior, earns offers from every big program in the country, that's a unique story. But that's nothing compared to a young man saying, God has my life planned out great in one breath, and I've been shot and all. I'm like, God damn. Lamar even pointed out the wound, shot in the leg. He adds, I've done a little bit of everything. I just thank God for keeping me here, blessing me, and allowing me to play this sport that I love. I've been thriving to play this sport. I told my mom when we were in the hospital the day I got shot, if I was ever to get another chance, I wouldn't ever mess it up. Lamar was like 14 or 15 in his freshman year when he said that. Damn, he was 14 or 15 years old when he got shot. He said he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like I said, y'all can go read the rest of the article. You know what I mean? I'm excited, so I'm jumbling all over my words. But yeah, man, that's the big news, y'all. Our only commit for 2026 has been shot already. So obviously, well, we talked about it yesterday in the live and how concerned I was about it. That's why I brought it to you guys, because I knew that it was something wrong when the coach didn't want to allude to what was really going on with Jay Lamar. And it seems like he may, and I don't want to speculate too far into it, but I'm just going off of what the Dog Nation article pointed out, and they talked to him. He said it out of his own mouth that he was shot in the leg. So my thing is just the issues that we've been having with these dogs constantly getting in trouble, man. I seen something on, I think, IG, and they said since 2023 there have been 25 arrests, mainly driving related arrests, DUIs, reckless driving, all kind of stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. When I pulled up the list of all of the players that had been jailed or arrested, you know what I mean? It was so many different guys, man. I ain't gonna say it all right now. Like I said, I don't want to denigrate these guys or make these guys feel no type of way if they happen to come across this video, but it's just sad, bro. It's sad. My man was like 14 to 15 years old getting shot in the leg. That's why I'm not against NIL, guys, because we don't know the circumstances of these kids, man. Some of these kids don't come from a white picket fence. A lot of these kids come from harsh, places in the ghettos. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not fully against the NIL, not at all, because I know they got circumstances. They trying to uplift themselves as well as their family and friends that's around them. So, give them the money, man. Like, give them what they rightfully deserve so they can get up out of, those harsh circumstances. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just sad. I just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention. I'm not gonna be very long on this live, man. I just thought that this was like a bombshell. I'm like, what in the world? Like, our luck is just like not there when it comes to not just recruitment, just getting different type of guys, because even our transfers, like a Reek Gilbert, like, you know what I mean? Even Kobe Young had a what was a child abuse type of case or something like that, even though I feel like he got acquitted and he was able to obviously come and play for the University of Georgia. But man, this is getting ridiculous, man. Like, I just feel like you guys got a golden opportunity to be somebody, to be a household name. You playing for one of the best teams in college football, period. You know what I mean? Like, why would you mess up a golden opportunity? But like I say, I don't know their circumstances. A lot of those guys come up in different areas where, it's a struggle, and that's what they used to. They used to being out in the street. You know what I mean? So I understand that. It resonates with me a lot. You know what I mean? Because I've been there. But my thing is, bro, I ain't been to the point where I was committed to the University of Georgia. I haven't been to that point, but we quick to judge each other, but we can't judge because we don't know what his situation is. But man, just seeing this situation, Ra Thomas did something too. Can't remember. I think Ra Thomas, it was like, Ra Thomas situation was like domestic. It was a domestic situation. What about that edge that we had? What was his name? Adam Anderson or something like that? Number 19 or something like that. Like, he got in trouble and we ain't even heard from him since. You know, I remember they were saying that they had pulled him from the team, and when they pulled him from the team, they was he was going to court, but we just never heard nothing else about it. So I'm assuming that he either went to jail or they kicked him off the team. I can't remember his name. He was number 19. His name was Anderson, or I can't remember, y'all. It's just so many players that's going through these legal situations, and I knew that Jay Lamar had to been going through something. And I also went on his Instagram and I seen something that he said. He said something about it's a regular, normal, old saying like minor setback for a major comeback. Adam Anderson. There you go, Trey. Adam Anderson. Let me go back in the chats because I hate to miss people with their comments. I think he's a troublemaker because he's no longer at his high school. Yeah, I didn't know if he withdrawed or not, but I know he's not with the team. Do you think Kirby Smart should get involved? Because to be honest, if he's a troublemaker, a lot of people don't want him because he doesn't want to listen. Nah, I think that he's a guy that we shouldn't invest a lot of our time in. If he comes to Georgia and he excels at Georgia, hey, so be it. We got a dog. But I don't think we should invest a lot of our time and energy into him that much, because we knows what happens when it comes to that. We knows what happens when it comes to a troubled kid. Something always end up happening at the wrong time, and we end up losing the player when we need the player. You know what I mean? So I think that, yeah, we shouldn't even get involved. Kirby shouldn't even get involved. It's a lot of shenanigans going on in Moultrie. Yeah, Moultrie is a small city, man. Like I said, I'm from that area, so I already know what time it is. It's a small city, you know what I mean? Different people, you got these people on this side of the tracks and these people on that side of the tracks. We all know how the South go, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of BS to get into. Shabazz said Athens is a college party city. These football players get into royal treatment. They be drinking and smoking. Yeah, I already know it. We need more running backs to commit to. Yeah, it's early, though. It's early. You know what I mean? He was the first one. He's the only one right now, but we'll have more. Trust and believe that. It was something else that Trey said. Cujo said, I said one of my homies that basically was in coaching staff on Colquitt said he cussed out everybody on the coaching staff after the Lions game after he got in trouble at school. Yeah, which is crazy because in the article they basically saying that he didn't get in trouble. It was petty stuff. I'm thinking like maybe grades or maybe like real small things, not nothing major, but just the fact that that's going on says a lot. It speaks volumes. And like I said, at the University of Georgia, we looking for greatness. We're not looking for nobody to be trouble, basically. We're not looking for that. Trey said, got a friend on the boosters at Colquitt says he's had trouble in class. That's just hearsay, though. Nah, that's what they saying. That's what they saying. If you go to Dog Nation and you look up that article, man, they definitely are saying that he was getting in trouble, but it was minor stuff. So that's why I kind of brushed it off. But then my antennas rose up too, because I'm like, he getting in trouble. Like what? You know what I'm saying? But they never stating what's really going on, right? And also, we just don't know what's going on with him, period. We don't know where he is. I could actually go online and actually see if he actually I can go online and see if he actually withdrawal, but I don't know if he withdrawal or not. I agree, Shabazz Ali. Georgia always getting the defensive players. We need to continue to get defensive players. Didn't George Pickens get in trouble? I don't know if George Pickens was getting in trouble coming in Georgia, but I know that, he did have a temper. But George Pickens, that didn't stop George Pickens for playing or starting for Georgia. So he wasn't that bad, Shabazz Ali. As long as Kirby Smart in the office, we will still get some. Oh, y'all talking about the players. But anyway, yeah, man. Listen, y'all, I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't think as Georgia fans, him coming into Georgia, I don't think that we should really invest so much time into him, because obviously if he's doing good things, we're gonna celebrate that. You know what I mean? We're gonna pat him on the back. But it don't look like he's gonna come, and I don't look like he's coming to Georgia. I'm not sure. When are you committing? When you are a committing player, you have to move from your area and friends. Yeah, it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that because if anybody know that's from Georgia or that's from Southwest Georgia like myself, anybody that's from the 229 area, like it's hard, bro, because it ain't much to do. They don't have a lot for kids to do. You know what I mean? So it's very hard when you come from a small city of a few thousand people. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got this side of the tracks and you got this side of the tracks. Those from the 229 or from rural areas in the South, y'all know where I'm getting at. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got the hood and then you got the good side. So it's just like, that's just how it go down there. So at the end of the day, it's just so hard to come out of that. It's so hard to remove yourself because all your family, all your friends are in that specific area. You know what I mean? Valdosta might be the biggest city in the 229 and even it's nothing to do. Yeah, Valdosta, man, listen, y'all. Valdosta also is a small city. It's not very big. It's got more to do than Tifton. It's got more to do than Moultrie and Ashburn and all those little surrounding counties, but it's really nothing to do. Valdosta and Auburn is the two biggest down there, but it's really nothing for them to do but get in trouble. I moved to Augusta, Georgia, to Charlotte, and I haven't gotten in no trouble. Man, you a grown man. You shouldn't be getting in no damn trouble. These boys is 18. I think Jay Lamar 18 years old, man. So, like I said, I'm not excusing his behavior. I'm just saying he's a young man. He obviously come up from harsh beginnings. That's why he spoke about doing a documentary. When an 18-year-old is talking about doing a documentary, you best believe that he come up in tough situations, you know what I mean? A tough circumstances. So I actually would like to see the documentary. To be real with you, hopefully he does get it together and be able to come to Georgia. Like I said on his Instagram, he said, on his Instagram he talked about a minor setback for a major comeback. So hopefully he planned on making the comeback. I don't know. But one of my boys that coach another team heard he's back with the team, but I haven't heard that from my boy on the Colquitt staff yet. Yeah, man, that's why I went live to begin with, because I noticed none of the Georgia coverage teams covering it. Nobody talked about it, so that's why I went live yesterday, because when I read the article, I said, oh, man, I got to talk to my guys about this, because I know this is a dog channel. This is a Georgia channel, so I know some of you guys are from the same area that I'm from down there, and also Jay Lamar, so that's why I came live and wanted to see if anybody had some real intel on what was really going on, and the fact that we found out that he got shot, at 14 or 15, I'm like, man, that's terrible, bro. That's terrible. So he really need to get out of that situation. He need to let football be his way out of that situation, man, because like I said, I understand where he come from. I'm from that same area, bro. And I know I know how it is, man. It's very small. Crabs in the bucket mentality. I know every city feel like they got a crab in the bucket mentality, but when you come from a city like my hometown where it's only one high school, one, you know what I mean? That lets you know how small the city really is. I hope Kirby says something about this. Are we just going to keep it covered up? I don't think Kirby want to talk about it. I just think that'll be added BS. If you think, like I told y'all yesterday, it's about a business, man, and that's not part of the business right now. Obviously, if he get asked about it, he probably gonna. I don't think he'll address it. I think he'll kind of swerve the question, but I would do the same thing. It's a business. When you a good player, it's going to be hard to leave where you from, but at the end of the day, you got to stay your best. You got to try your best to leave and be great for you and your family. It's easy to say, bro, when you ain't in that situation. But I fully understand what you're saying, Sincere. I fully understand. I came from a good upbringing. I had all of those things around me, all of those negativity things around me, but I had a good upbringing. So, like my mom used to always say back in the day, if you plant the seed gonna grow. So far as with me, I had a great upbringing. So I would have never went that far down or stooped that far down low to end up getting shot. I mean, I have been in situations like that. I'm not even gonna kid y'all. I have been around situations like that. So that's why I said I understand. Because as far as what Jay Lamar saying, he's saying he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But some of us have been in the wrong places at the wrong time around certain things that we shouldn't be around. I was born in Americus, Georgia. Oh my God, terrible. Americus used to didn't they Chinese stores used to cook cats in Americus? They that was on the news a couple of years back. Americus, Georgia, man, they was cooking cats in the Chinese food. I was born in Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta. The best football talent in South Georgia come out of Valdosta. Valdosta was always a dominant football team. It was always a tough football team. I remember at one point in time, I think Valdosta, it might have been a rumor, but I think Valdosta might have got in trouble for letting players play that was too old to damn play. Because I remember Valdosta used to have huge players compared to Tifton. And we used to wonder why these dudes were so damn big. Come to find out, dudes were staying back, but they still was allowing them to play. It could have just been a rumor, but I don't think it was. Hold on, fam, now. Hey, that's the truth, man. I don't know how long it's been since you've been in America, Shabazz, but a few years back, I say probably more than 10 years back, there was something in the paper and the news saying that America's Chinese restaurant. I don't know if it was multiple or just one. They were selling rats and cats. Yes, it came out. Rats and cats. You ain't been home in 13 years, so it was longer than 13 years, Shabazz. Yeah, it was longer than that. I remember it like it was yesterday when the news came out saying that they had a restaurant down there and they was a Chinese restaurant was selling they found that it was like rats or cats or something like that in the food. So a lot of people started not eating Chinese from Americas. I remember that. I had to been probably like in my early to mid 20s when that happened. So yeah, that happened several years ago. Same here. I've been in situations like that too. I've been robbed at gunpoint and some other things, but I changed my life around, gave my life to the Lord. Hey man, that's what you got to do. But when you 18 years old and you right there in the mesh of it, sometimes, man, it's hard to get yourself out of it. Sometimes it's going to take, it's going to take the people that's around you, family members. You got to understand these boys come from, a situation where they family members is probably a part of that. See, like I said, I had a good upbringing. My mother was, very religious and stuff like that. So it was easy for me to not go down that lane. But it's hard for people that, don't come from that type of upbringing. So, not saying that he got a bad upbringing. I'm just saying we don't know what the circumstances is. I've been in some bad situations also. I drank too much Hennessy and went to bed and woke up married with 4 kids. Ooh wee! I pray for you, brother. I pray for you. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, we love family over here. You know what I mean? I got 3 of them, But anyway, man, like I say, man, I'm praying for Jay Lamar, whatever his situation is. He's not coming out on his social media talking about nothing. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised that he didn't, So the only thing that I did see is a minor setback for a major comeback. And that sound when somebody says that means something is going wrong. Also, on top of him, leave. I don't know. I'm not gonna say he withdrew from the school, but he definitely left the team. They're not saying anything. It's not like you got to actually probably like really dig to find that type of information. Especially with him probably being a high profile player down there. They're gonna try to keep his situation on the under wraps. So I just hope everything works out for him. I hope everybody is, sticking behind him and trying to, push him forward and keep him on the right track because he seemed like a beast, man. I've watched his highlights multiple times, and I just couldn't wait for this guy to come on over to UGA, man. Even though we do got a nice running back room, but we still don't know. You never know. Somebody might get hurt, and we need that type of guy like that to step up, But, man, as far as what I've seen, I've been researching, and as far as what I've been seeing, he's definitely wanting to come to Georgia. He definitely said that that's the place that he always wanted to come. So, a guy like that, man, that lived for Georgia, from Georgia, always wanted to come to Georgia, that's the type of guys that I like, and that's the type of guys that I want to see. You know what I mean? Hopefully he comes to UGA, get around positive young men, get coached up because he's a special talent. He definitely is. Shout out to King of Kings 253. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all walk off in the live, man. And like I say before, man, if you're a subscriber, you can help the dog house grow by donating to the channel with a super chat or a cash app, man. I don't, ask for too much. Anything counts, Same here, Cujo. My dad was in the military. I have a good family that I appreciate and love and do anything for. We all seen some ups and downs. Definitely, definitely. Kirby right now is on the phone with the coaches and him asking hard questions and see if he can help. Hey, I believe that Kirby. I definitely believe that Kirby know what's going on. I believe that Kirby probably has been in communication with the coaches. I mean, it's only right? He's the head coach. He's gonna have to try to figure out what the situation really is. I don't think it has anything to do with him being shot, because obviously he's 18, and I think when he got shot, he was like 14 or 15. So I don't think it got nothing to do with that. But whatever the situation is, it must be something serious, but I don't think it's that serious, right? I don't think it's so serious to the point where he's hurt or anything like that. I think it's more so something must have happened within the school and he just decided to kind of like let it go. I believe that too, just saying it off camera. Yeah, I just think that like I say, man, I just think that it's something serious enough for him to want to lead a team. Like Cujo's saying, he got people down there that's saying that, he's out there cursing out coaches, allegedly, because I don't know none of this to be really true. I don't have no real intel on that. I'm just going off of what Cujo's saying. So, hopefully, like I say, I didn't want to do this live to get on here and try to discredit this guy, man. I didn't want to get on here try to, just speak a lot of speculations and allegations on them. I'm just going based on the article. And like I said, y'all can get on Dog Nation and read the full article, man. I was so hyped up reading that article. I was all over the place. But, yeah, you can go on there and read that full article. It's not a whole lot to it, but, you can kind of, get the information for yourself. Shabazz said Kirby is like a father figure to most of the players. He invite them to his house for cookouts and free time to be around the family. Yeah, man. Look, with Jay Lamar, man, I think that because, he did get shot, a lot of people are just going to just continue to run with that narrative because they when you hear about somebody getting shot, you like, especially people that's not around that type of environment or didn't grow up in that type of environment, that's a shock to a lot of people. You know what I mean? So a lot of people is going to automatically see him and look at him sideways. And I hated to even get on his channel and talk about it, but I know y'all my guys, and I had to kind of give y'all the information that I found out, right? But I didn't even really want to get on here because I felt like, I'm kind of exposing something that he probably didn't even want to be exposed, but eventually it was going to come out. I'm just the first one that actually let it out the bag. But I'm just saying, I really didn't want to do because it started out with me wanting to do a video about it, but I said, no, I'm gonna go ahead and go live. But yeah, I really didn't want to do it because I didn't want to, bring no negativity around him. You know what I mean? We have enough attention on Georgia when it comes to people getting arrested, when it comes to DUIs. We had a player and a person, a part of the staff that actually got killed in the accident. Well, I won't say got killed, died in the accident. So, I just feel as if, we have a lot of trouble and a lot of issues going on at Georgia when it comes to, like I said, since 23, it's been 25 arrests. Since 2023, it's been 25 arrests. So it's like, that's terrible, man. That's terrible because, like I said, these guys got a golden opportunity. I know they're young and I know your upbringing, but when you're in college, which Jay Lamar is not in college. He just committed to Georgia. He's still in high school. So I could slightly understand his situation because he's not really out of the hood yet. You know what I mean? But when he get out of that situation, I think shit'll be better for him, man. I heard from Insight they wanted him to play They wanted him to play. So they wanted him to play injured. That's what you're saying, Jay-Way? Wow. We need to get right for Auburn. This is just a small bump for him. I bet he just needs to cool off and breathe. I think that's the main thing what's going on with that. I just know that that's our only commit for 2026. Obviously, we will continue to recruit at that running back position. Say, yep, wow, that's crazy. I thought I saw something about that too, Jay Wade. Them wanting him to play on an injury or something like that. I thought I saw that too. but I'm not sure. I saw so many articles because I was trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And we still hadn't really got to the bottom of it because we still don't really know what actually happened. And like I said, I think this is something that we should be talking about right now because, like I say, I feel as if the 2026 season, which he wouldn't be playing in 2026, but he's the only commit right now for 2026. It's not a bad thing at all. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I just felt like he's a great commit for the 2026 season. But at the end of the day, man, we just got to, keep our prayers for this young man and hopefully that he pushed through this whole situation. And Shabazz, I ain't too much worried about Auburn, man. Like, I ain't worried about Auburn. I mean, I ain't saying we just going to dominate him, but I ain't worried about Auburn. He also talked to Kirby about the situation. Okay, that's good. If he talked to Kirby about it, I just know that, with him coming to Georgia, he's going to have to be straight and narrow, man. We kind of tired of this the same old since, 2023. It's the same old. Kind of getting tired of it. So if you're going to come to Georgia, we need you to straighten up and we need you to fly right. You know what I mean? We need you to come to Georgia and be the best that you can be at Georgia. But I think sometimes it takes stuff like that for certain guys. I don't know much about Jay Lamar. They didn't say much about his character, so I don't know much about his character to say if he was to come to Georgia, he was to go ahead and go to Athens, would he change his ways? You know what I mean? But when you got stuff like that in your background, it's hard to say. You've been shot, so that's the first thing that people gonna think about. So it's gonna be hard to say whether he'll be, a good guy character wise or not. He's looking out for his career. Okay, you saying Kirby looking out for his career? That's a good thing. That's a good thing if Kirby doing that. Like I say, it's a business, so I'm not expecting Kirby to come out and speak about it. Obviously, it's gonna take somebody to ask him the question for him to speak about it. But at the end of the day, I think Kirby gonna try to shy away from the question. Just do the salute to Ransom of Don. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll shy away from the question just due to the fact that we've been having so many issues with this. I don't think he wanna. Who wants to talk about anything negative anyway? Who want to do that? No coach want to talk about negative situations, especially a player that hasn't even actually, got to Georgia yet. No, I mean, it looks bad on Kirby, so I don't think Kirby will talk about it. Yeah, Georgia should be worried about Ole Miss, Old Piss. Yeah, I think that's the only team I'm really concerned with is Ole Miss. But yeah, like I'm glad if Kirby doing that, man. That make me love Kirby a lot more. The fact that I'm hearing stuff like that and he's actually trying to help him out if that's what's really going on. You know what I mean? Because we need that, man. A lot of us need that. You got to think. You don't know what his situation is. He could have came up in a one parent household. You could have came up where he didn't have a father or he didn't know his father. And some of these guys do need father figures. I really do believe that most young men do need father figures in their lives, and that could be the case for him. He could need somebody around him that can help him straighten out, and a lot of us do need that. I have an extra ticket for the Auburn game. Oh man, what's up, man? Hey, you got an extra ticket? Wait, what seats you got? What seats you got? What seats you got? Oh. Hey man, get at me, man. Y'all know I'm on Instagram, man. At the doghouse _ man. At the doghouse _ Y'all get at me, man. Hey, I don't mind rolling out there with you. The doghouse, man. The same way I got it on the channel, man. DAWGG house _ Instagram. Check me out, man. I mean, exactly. Get at me. Is the Auburn game home or wait? I guess it's at home. I guess it's at home, right? Oh, you got the end zone. Okay. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I said, get at me, man. Oh, it's away. It's away. I thought it was at home. I'm tripping. Yeah, man. Just a sad situation right here, man. It's away. Oh man. I have to think about that one, Jay Way. I have to think about that one. But still, man, make sure not subscribe, but make sure you follow me on Instagram. Yeah, Ole Miss. I did know Ole Miss was home. Yeah, 7:30 kickoff. Yeah, we gonna be live. We gonna be live. We gonna be right here live for that one. Yeah, but anyway, man. Like I say, man. Like I said, let's just keep bro in the prayers. I really this ain't no lie to talk about Georgia and Auburn because I just don't feel the need to do it. You know what we need. Y'all know what we need to do. Y'all know what we got to do. I guess I'll go live um probably Thursday, and we'll talk about Auburn and what we can do to stop Auburn and what it's gonna take for us to beat Auburn. I don't think Alex Lundy said what happened. Oh no, we just got to talk about Jay Lamar, man. It didn't recently happen, but we got to talk about the article that Dog Nation posted about Jay Lamar getting shot when I think he was 14 or 15. So, you can go back and watch some of the video, or you can actually go on Dog Nation and read the article for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad situation. Do Kirby ever age? He looks the same way he came in. Must be the moonshine. Must be. It must be. But yeah, we already know. Like I said, I'm gonna come Thursday, man, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Auburn and what it's gonna take to beat Auburn. We're gonna talk about it. I just wanted to do this live today because, like I say, I was gonna do a video, but at the same time, I was like, nah, I'd just rather go ahead and just chop it up with y'all live because I knew everybody had different information on him. Some people had different information on him, and it needed to be known what was really going on. And I didn't wanna, like I said, I didn't wanna talk bad about him. I didn't wanna make this live more negative than what it already seemed to be, just even speaking on it, because I know that's something that he don't even really want people to know about probably. But I mean, he spoke about it. He told the Dog Nation reporters, so it's not like he was trying to keep it under wraps. But at the same time, I ain't trying to add to it. I know that a lot of these players coming up, they trying to be on a clean slate, but letting that type of stuff out the bag is just crazy. Like I said, I hope he didn't withdraw from the school. I hope that didn't happen. But like Cujo said, he got some sources down there saying that he may be back with the team. I'm not sure about that though. Like I say, Cujo, man, provide the source, man, so we can really see what's going on. We're gonna run the table and see Alabama in the SEC championship. Hope so, bro. I hope we do. Be ready for trick plays. Yeah, I did also, just speaking on Georgia, because I didn't want to make this about Georgia. I wanted to, just keep it on Jay Lamar, but I know all y'all gonna, speak about Georgia anyway. So just speaking about Georgia, I saw an article saying that Kirby wants to let it all out this game. Kirby said that he wants him to take risk, and that's what I like to hear. That's what I want to hear. Take some risk, man. And that's a good thing. I don't know what article I read today, but it did state that. It said that he wanted to take some risk. He said the source, my homeboy that worked with the team. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you did say that. Somebody on the staff. Okay, gotcha. So, I mean, it is. If he back with the team, kudos. I just hope he, straighten up, fly right. But yeah, man, they say Kirby Smart say he want Gunner to take some more risk, man. We at that point in the season where you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to, because we starting to become one dimensional, right? We starting to become a team that only can run the ball, and we don't need to be one dimensional. I mean, I think we could against Auburn. It's a possibility we could be one dimensional against Auburn, but we're not going to be able to continue that for the rest of the schedule. Slowly, that O line is getting better. Yeah, I think the O line is decent though. I think I just sometimes I can't even resist talking about Georgia. I wasn't even gonna be talking about this, but anyway, I don't I think that I think the O line looked better since Alabama. Matter of fact, I think to me the O line looked good against Tennessee. They look decent against Alabama. You know what I mean? They look okay against Kentucky. I don't think the O line is a very huge problem, right? I mean, he wouldn't say that he want him to take risk at this point if it was that much of a problem at this point. I don't think he would be wanting him to, sling it around. But we're gonna see. This is because really and truthfully, he hasn't done really much for us to say if he's that good of a thrower or not. But we have seen some good throws come from Gunnar Stockton. He's seen one touchdown pass to who was it? London Humphrey. We seen one to Kobe Young. We seen one to Taylor, which he dropped it. We seen a couple of decent little passes. It wasn't like he was, consistently throwing, but we did see a couple of good passes. So he can make some good passes. He can make some good throws, but we're going to have to see it on a consistent basis. We need you to throw the ball more than, 10 to 15 times. I want to see you throw the ball 20 to 30 times, maybe 40 times, right? He needs to get the ball to Branch and tight ends. I don't know if the tight ends is going to be a real factor this season. I think that what's the guy name? The young guy, man. I can't think of his name. The young guy that we were seeing this past weekend. He's looking real good. I can't think of his name right off, y'all. Excuse me for not knowing his name right off, but he looks very good. I don't know about Oscar Depp like that or Lawson Lucky. I actually had higher hopes for Lawson Lucky than I did Oscar Depp. Especially after Brock Bowers left and Oscar Depp wasn't that go-to guy. I was like, damn, well, Lawson Lucky must gonna come in because he already had the frame, in my opinion, as a wide receiver. He don't really look as much like a tight end, at least from my viewpoint. He don't look that much like a tight end. But I thought Lawson Lucky was gonna take off and actually take Oscar Depp's position, but that don't seem to be what's happening. Yeah, Jay Way said them tight ends about to eat Saturday. Gonna be smiling too much on on interviews. I think he be acting up, smiling. Yeah, I saw him do like one or two interviews. It's like a little creepy smile too. You know what I'm saying? Like he remind me. I don't know. He remind me of like Sling Blade or something like that. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Sling Blade, but that's what dude remind me of, man. But yeah, man, like I say, man, if Kirby wanted him to take some risks, that's what we should be expecting against Auburn. You know what I mean? Like I said, on Thursday, I'm gonna try to come back live on Thursday and we'll talk more about it. But yeah. T. Jackson said, "Who ain't been arrested?" Jay Lamar ain't been arrested. He hasn't been arrested. It was more so, speaking about him getting shot, but he ain't been arrested. I mean, shot is a lot worse, but that happened like what, 4 years ago. Jay Lamar didn't even play against Valdosta, so it most likely just a punishment. Yeah, it could just be, and that's. But the fact that the coach didn't want to really elaborate was concerning to me. Like, why didn't he elaborate on the situation? Maybe he didn't want to, tell his business. I mean, that could be the case, but you got to think, you talking to Dog Nation. But then he didn't want it to hurt him either. He is his coach. He didn't want to hurt the player from, coming to the University of Georgia. He didn't want Georgia to start pushing him to the side. So I see why the coach didn't go in depth on what the situation really was. He was on the sidelines though. Oh, okay. Okay, so he was with the team then. Okay. Okay. So that's a so basically, yeah, like Cujo saying, it was basically just a punishment situation. But the way the article is making it seem like he's not with the team. What do you mean he's not with the team? I mean, is he or is he not with the team? You know, because far as what Cujo saying, the man been on a. You said clickbait. What's clickbait, Cujo? You talking about the Dog Nation article? You saying that's clickbait? If it is, man, that's terrible. Cause Dog Nation normally come with, you know, legit content. So if that is clickbait, wow, wow, wow. So they putting up bull crap. See, that's and I knew something was wrong because nobody spoke on it. Nobody spoke on it as far as not like to be honest. I'm not gonna say nobody spoke on it because I am the first person to actually speak on it, but it just seemed like it was hidden. It was like it wasn't a lot of information on it. Yahoo did have it, so Cujo, just think about that too. Yahoo did have it on they site too. Maybe they got it from Dog Nation, but Yahoo did have it on. I did read it on Yahoo's site. I think Yahoo had less information than what Dog Nation had, but at the same time, those were two articles that I did read, both of them. Let me call Kirby right now and get some information. Go ahead and call him, man. Let him know we trying to find out what's really going on with Jay Lamar. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, we got things to worry about this season, but you got to think, man, we got to get it right for next season, you know? And we got to make sure these young guys are doing right, you know? Because right now he is the only commit for the 2026 cycle. So, and we definitely gonna get some guys. Oh, and also too, man, I wanted to wait till the winter cycle to talk about it, and we probably will talk about it in the winter cycle. I probably will wait to do so, but I was gonna do another live talking about the winter transfer cycle, and talk about what we need, we talk about it all the time during the lives, during the games, but you know, that's another live that I want to do, and I want to really see who's out there, who, you know, I want to see from y'all, hear from y'all, and see who we need to get, you know what I mean, who's out there in the transfer portal, and we're going to do all of that. Yeah, we'll just wait until the portal opens up to start doing all that. That way we'll have more information on who's actually in the portal that can fit well at Georgia. Yeah, we'll wait till that time to do it. But yeah, when you call Kirby, man, make sure you let me know what he say, man, because I'm really interested in this situation. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm very interested to hear what's really going on with Jay Lamar, man, because I really like this dude. You know, if anybody know, man, the running back position is my favorite position, bro. That's my favorite position. That's the position that I played back in the day, and it's just always been my favorite position. So the running back position and the inside linebacker position, that's my favorite two positions. So when I hear something about this right here that's going on with, you know, one of our commits, it's like, man, I got to find out what's going on. I'm gonna do a little more digging too. I'm gonna constantly do a little more digging. Like I said, man, all y'all that be in my chat, all y'all that, you know, rock with me, man, y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, man. The doghouse _ just like what y'all see on the screen right now. The doghouse _ Don't see Rusty Manziel talking about the topic at all. Interesting. Hey, you know, I don't know, man. I when I do my thing, bro, I really be doing research. Like I really be looking through every article I could find to see everything about what's going on with this team, man. And it don't matter if it's the current season or the next season. You know, just like with the highlights, like I'm gonna be going crazy with the new commit highlights coming into the 2026 season. So y'all gonna, you know, if you ain't already able to see it, you definitely could come to the doghouse where you can actually see it. I feel like more national media would have said something if he actually got kicked off the team since it's Georgia. Yeah, it probably would, but I don't think he want real national attention from it. You know what I mean? That's why I said initially I didn't want to do the live or do a video about it, but I was like, nah, let me go ahead and let the guys know what I found out. You know what I mean? But yeah, it probably don't even need national attention. It probably don't need that much attention. You know, even though he said it out his own mouth to Dog Nation, Cujo saying it's clickbait, but I don't know if the situation is click. I think what Cujo trying to say is that the clickbait is coming from him leaving the team. Cause like I say, Cujo got sources out there saying that, hey man, he with the team. He just wasn't playing. So Loco 404, what it is, man? We talking about J Lamar again, man. Talking about J Lamar again, but. You know, I just hope that what Cujo is saying is correct. I hope that he's just, you know, just it's a punishment. He just didn't get to play against Valdosta. So I hope that's what the case was, instead of him just fully like leaving the school. Because I got no information about him leaving the school, so I knew something was up. You know what I mean? But I also knew that I know that sometimes when you get in situations, they will put you off the team, but you'll still be enrolled, but they'll put you off the team. So I just felt like maybe he just got put off the team and he's still enrolled. Like I say, I had no other information saying anything about him withdrawing from the school. I just thought maybe he got into some altercations with the coaching staff and he just wasn't feeling what was going on. And I don't know how bad of a blow that would have been for him either, right? Do you think he still would have been able to come to Georgia if he would have quit the team? Do y'all think he still would be able to come to Georgia? Yeah, my boy said he cussed out the admins too. God damn. So is he really a trouble one, man? Like, is he really that? I mean, because you can't come to Georgia cussing nobody out. You ain't coming to Georgia cussing nobody out. So I hope it's not. I hope he don't. I hope he utilized that frustration for the games, and rather than, you know, doing it, trying to come to Georgia and pull that same shit, you know. Loco said, hell no what? Yeah, I just hope he don't come to Georgia and bring that type of mentality to Georgia, man, because, you know, I'm sure Kirby Smart them ain't gonna play that shit, and I don't want to see that happen. What's the deal with Chance? Yeah, I saw something about him too. He got arrested or something, right? Yeah, he got arrested for DUI or reckless driving. Chase Khaled, I don't know how to say his name. Yeah. Oh, there go Kings of Kings 253. He subscribed. He followed. I'm gonna follow you back right now. I don't think they're going to let him play, to be honest, because you started off BSing and you're not even on the team yet. I don't know, Loco. I don't know. They may let him. They may need him. You know what I'm saying? They may need him. So I don't know. You just never know, because I mean, who's to say that our running backs are going to stay healthy? You know, who's to say that they're going to stay at Georgia? I mean, to be honest, all three of them are getting the reps that they deserve. So all three of them probably will stay, you know, but you just never know what may happen, and they may just need a guy like J Lamar. I want to see J Lamar. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm not the type of person that'll write you off just because of a couple of little situations that you might have, personal situations that you might have. I'm not the type that's gonna write you off. You know, I know sometimes, you know, a lot of people want to do that because they figure, okay, you got this type of background, or you've been doing this, you've been doing that, but we gotta see what it is, you know. And if Georgia let it be known. Georgia definitely let it be known very fast. I'm sure with the 25 arrests that we've had since 23, Georgia has got a low tolerance for the bullshit. I'm sure of that. Then you got to think that would make it look like that what Georgia allows, but I don't know. We don't know the context of what happened. That's all I'm saying. Don't write him off. Don't write him off just yet. You know what I mean? I'm going to send you a screenshot on IG of what my boy said yesterday when I asked him so you don't think. No, I don't think you lying. I don't think you lying, bro. Like, if you, like, you got to think, bro. if you come from that area, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you lying at all. But yeah, send me the info so I can see what's going on. But nah, I don't be thinking y'all be lying at all. I mean, of course, if you talking about you been talking to Mike Bobo and you been talking to Kirby Smart, hell yeah, I'm gonna assume you lying because the only person that got their numbers is me. I got it on the phone, guys. I got it. I got it. I can't let y'all get the number, man. Like they don't want me to put the number out like that. But nah, man, I don't think nobody lying when it come to you know. I'm from the same area. I'm right down the road. Moultrie probably like 20 some minutes, maybe 30 some minutes from Tipton. So yeah, I believe. But yeah, man. Hey man, say man. That's how they say in Texas. Hey man, say man. But anyway, man, yeah, y'all stay tuned for more from the doghouse, man. We right at an hour. You know, I always appreciate y'all coming off in the live. I always appreciate y'all supporting the channel. And once again, man, if you a subscriber, you know, and you rock with me and you like the content, you know what I mean, and you want to help the channel grow, you know what I'm saying, you can always hit the super chat, and you know, any amount counts. You know what I mean? Hit the super chat or either the cash app. You know what I mean? And stay tuned for more from the doghouse. Y'all already know what it is. Go dogs.